Hello everybody, welcome back to another online yoga session. I hope you're all keeping safe. We're going to begin today in an easy cross-legged position. So just have one foot in front of the other so the legs are nice and parallel. Allow the knees to open out to the sides. Have the palms resting on top of the knees, facing upwards. Create some length in the spine, rolling the shoulders back and down. Keeping the chin tucked slightly and allow the eyes to softly close. Let's take a moment here to settle into the mat. Draw your attention to the breath, lengthening the inhales and exhales. Softly blinking the eyes open. Let's take the right hand down by the side. Nice deep breath in as we lift the left arm up and stretch the arm over to the side. Just make sure that both sitting bones remain down on the mat. Inhaling, coming back up. And exhaling, let's bend over to the left side. Coming back up to center. Let's take the right hand in front of the body and the left hand behind. Inhale to lengthen, and as we exhale, take a gentle twist towards the corner of your room. Coming back to center. This time the left hand comes in into front, right hand comes behind. Inhale, lift the chest up, and exhale, twist gently to the other corner. Let's release back to center, walking the hands forwards, take a nice deep breath in, and then as we exhale, allow the body to fold forwards, stretching out into the hips, down the lumbar spine. And then walking the hands back in towards the body. Let's uncross the legs and just cross them over in the other way, so the other foot comes towards the body and the outside foot is the alternate foot. So let's this time take the right arm behind and the left hand to the right knee. Take a nice deep inhale to lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twist the body maybe a little bit further this time. If it feels okay in your neck, allow the head to turn towards the back of the room. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing towards each other, and exhale, let's go to the other side. This time the right hand comes to the left knee. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, releasing the hands down back by the sides. Let's come over onto all fours now for our cat-cows. So making sure the wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. Allow the toes to point out behind you, creating a nice neutral spine. Here we're going to inhale, dropping the belly down towards the mat and lifting the gaze up towards the wall in front for cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the pelvis under, separating the shoulder blades, lowering the gaze down. Inhale to cow. Exhale, Marichyasana and cat pose. Inhale, cow. Allowing the tailbone to lift. And exhale. This time as we exhale, take the knees wide. Bring the big toes together, sit the bottom back onto the heels and stretch the arms out in front, coming into child's pose. Allow the forehead to rest down onto the mat. If that feels like too much pressure in the shoulders, you can bring the hands in front of you and just create a little pillow for your forehead here. Otherwise, extend the arms out in front. And coming back up onto all fours. Bringing the knees back underneath the hips. Let's take the hands of palms width in front of where they were. Lifting the knees slowly from the mat, pushing the hands, spreading the fingers wide, tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling, and begin to straighten the legs into our first downward dog. Let's walk the feet out a little bit here. Just warming up the hamstrings. And when you're ready, start to walk the feet towards the centre of the mat. Bring the hands in towards the feet to allow the body to hang low over the legs. Maybe take hold of opposite elbow, have a little rock from side to side. Keep bending the knees here if you need to. And then slowly we'll start to roll up through the spine, releasing the hands. Keeping the head low, rolling up till we come to our standing position. For our sun salutations, come to the top of the mat. Feet should be parallel, so the outside of the feet parallel with one another. Big toes together, heels slightly apart, standing up nice and tall, keep the shoulders rolled back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Lift the chest and chin to lengthen the spine and retain the breath here as you take the left foot through to a plank position. Spread the fingers wide, keep the elbows drawn in towards the centre of the body, and then exhale, lower the body down. Remember, you have the option here to lower the knees if you want to. Point the toes, keep those elbows squeezed in, and lift the chest and chin for Cobra. Exhale, tucking the toes under, rolling the bottom back towards the heels, and then lifting up for Downward Dog. Find your breath. Inhale, lift the right leg up behind you, bending the knee, tucking the knee underneath the body, swing that foot through, guide it through with the hand if you want to. Lengthen the spine by lifting the chest and chin, and then exhale, step that back foot forwards, folding forwards. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping back with the left foot. Lengthen, retain the breath, take the right foot through. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Downward Dog. Keep the fingers spread nice and wide. Protect the wrists. Give yourself a nice base. Tilting that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Pushing the chest through towards the thighs. Inhale. The left leg lifts up behind you. Bend at the knee. Tuck the knee underneath the body and swing that foot through. Guide it through if you need to. Lengthen the spine, lifting the chest and chin. Exhale, step that back foot forwards. Fold. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the right. Retain the breath. Take the left foot through to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to Cobra. Or if you want to, come up to Upward Dog. Exhale, tucking the toes, Downward Dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up. Bend the knee, swing the knee through, place the foot between the hands. Lengthen the spine, step forwards with the back foot on the exhale. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time on the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping back with the left foot. Lengthen. Retain the breath, take the right foot through to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, lifting the left leg up behind you for three-legged dog. Bending at the knee. Swing the knee through, place the hand between the feet. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw that back foot forwards. Fold. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's take a nice deep breath in as we step the right foot back and turn the feet to the centre. Let's turn the right toes towards the top of the mat, keeping the left foot parallel with the bottom of your mat. Bend that front knee over the ankle, float the arms out to the sides and gaze over your right hand, coming into warrior two. Keeping strong in the core, legs are strong, keep pushing down into the little toe, that straight leg. And then straighten that front knee. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, reach forwards towards the front of the room and rotate the hands, keeping the arms nice and straight, lowering that lower hand down to either the knee, the shin or the ankle for Trikonasana. And floating the arms back up. Bend that front knee. Keep the arms moving, lifting that right arm overhead. Reverse warrior. You can keep this back arm down the leg for support, or you can wrap it around the back of the body. Bring the arms back down to centre. Back to warrior two. Beautiful. Straighten that front knee, turn the toes into the feet parallel, and then turn the left toes out towards the bottom of your mat. Let's bend the left knee over the ankle, so it's stacked directly on top, keeping the arms out to the sides, drawing the shoulder blades together, gazing over the left hand. Straighten that front knee, nice deep breath in. As we exhale, reaching to the back of the room and then rotating the hands over to come down into Trikonasana. Bring the hands back up, bend that front knee, keep the hands moving, reverse warrior. And then opening the arms back out into warrior two. Beautiful, let's straighten that knee, turn the toes in so the feet are parallel. Clasp the hands behind you so the fingers are interlaced. Nice deep breath in to lift the chest. Lengthen up through the back of the spine and exhale, fold forwards into our wide-legged forward fold. And lifting the hands up towards the ceiling and overhead. Exhale, releasing the hands down towards the mat. As we inhale, let's come up onto the fingertips. And we'll walk the hands over to the right side. Exhale, just fall down over that knee. Inhale, coming back onto fingertips, walking the hands back into center, over to the left side, and then soften and release into that left leg. Keeping the weight forward into the balls of the feet. Feeling that stretch down the back of the hamstrings. Inhale, coming back up onto fingertips, walk the hands back into the center, bring the hands onto the hips, and as we inhale, sweep the body back up to standing. Let's walk the feet in slightly, just wider than the hips. Coming into our yogic squat. So again, standing up nice and tall, nice deep breath in. And when you're ready on the exhale, releasing down, bending into the knees, tailbone pointing straight down towards your mat, opening the knees out to the sides, bringing the hands to the palms together in the prayer position, and opening up the knees with the elbows. And maybe just take a little rock from side to side. When you're ready, coming back up. And we're going to turn the left foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat, and turn out the right toes to the front of your mat. Bring the hands onto the hips, square the hips with the top of the mat, so that both hips are level with each corner of the top of your mat. Nice inhale to lengthen and lift the chest, and as we exhale, folding forwards from the hips, down into Parshavottanasana. So maybe you'll come to here, only coming as far as feels comfortable in your body. Maybe release the hands down to the mat. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, drawing out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, maybe your body will naturally soften a little bit, and you might lower a little bit further. From here, coming up onto the tippy toes of your left foot, bring the hands in front of you for a little bit of stability. Put a bend in the right knee, and then switch the body weight forwards onto that right leg, lifting the left leg up behind you. From here, see if you can take the hands off the mat and sweep the arms out behind for Warrior Three. Lower the foot down onto the mat, coming again back into our yogic squat. So lowering down, opening up the hips, put a little bit of movement in there, and then coming back up to standing, and we'll go to the other side. So this time the right foot is parallel with the top of your mat, turning the left toes out to the bottom of the mat, square the hips. Inhale to lengthen, lifting the chest. Exhale, folding forwards over that front leg. Lengthening through the spine on the inhale, and exhale, maybe fold a little bit deeper. And then coming up onto the tippy toes of that back foot, taking a slight bend in the left knee, walk the hands forwards for stability, lifting that back foot, and then finding balance for Warrior Three. Keep rooting down through that supporting leg, keeping that supporting leg nice and strong. Lifting that back leg up a little bit further if you can. One more breath in and out. And then bend that front knee and come back into your yogic squat. Beautiful. pivot on the left foot and take the hands down by the right foot. Step the feet back and find your downward dog. We'll take a few breaths here to soften into this posture. Make sure again that your fingers are spread wide to protect the wrists. Don't collapse into the shoulders, stay strong, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Drawing the belly button in towards the spine. And we're going to lift the left leg up behind you. Find your three-legged dog. And when you're ready, bending the knee, sweep the knee underneath, and this time place the knee underneath you so the leg crosses underneath the body. Let's walk the back foot back. Now if you're here in pigeon pose, you can stay up here. You'll feel the stretch down the back of the buttock, opening up the hip area. You can come down as low as you want to, coming down onto your elbows perhaps, or maybe lowering yourself down. Make a little pillow with your arms. Lower your forehead down onto the mat and really settle into the posture. Taking some deep breaths into the back of the body. When you're ready, coming back up onto the hands. We're going to roll the body over so that you're sitting down onto the outside of this hip, and just swing this leg round so the right leg comes round so you're sitting back to face the front. So coming into Baddha-Konasana, cobbler's pose, the idea here is to open up the feet like a book. So it's very tempting to grab hold of the toes, clasp them together and force the knees out. But really that's not strengthening the inside of the hip flexors that we want to be opening up. So the best way to approach this is to make sure you're sitting nice and tall on your sitting bones, so you're not rolling back into the pelvis. So maybe walk your bottom back a little bit. Keep the feet drawn in as close to the body as you can. If you want to hold the feet, interlace the fingers, wrap underneath the little toes, but keep the thumbs open rather than clasping them over the top of your toes. From here, see if you can keep the little toes touching and the heels together and lower the knees down towards the mat. And slowly releasing. From here, we're going to wrap this leg underneath, swinging the left leg out behind you this time, and coming into pigeon pose on the right leg. So coming up, first of all, onto the knee. Extend that back foot out behind you. And when you're ready, either stay up high or lower the body down. Maybe bringing the head down onto the mat. When you're ready, releasing slowly from the posture, coming back up onto the hands. Let's roll over onto that outside hip, roll the legs round, and bring the feet so they're about halfway up from where your legs would be if they were extended. And we're going to come into boat pose, working on the abdominal muscles. So try and retain the integrity down the spine, keeping the spine as straight as possible. Slowly start to tilt the body backwards. So first of all, sitting up nice and straight, find your sitting bones, make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall on top of those so that your pelvis is tilted in the right direction. From here, lean the upper body backwards. That might be enough for you. If you want to, you can try to lift feet off the mat. And take it a step further, try to extend the legs, maybe a bit wobbly. Finding balance, keeping the chest lifted if you can. And then we're going to bring the feet back down onto the mat, roll the body down, hug the knees in, opening up the knees out towards the armpits, have a little rock and roll on the mat, and then release the legs, extend them overhead, extend them out in front and arms overhead for a full body stretch. Stretching out the abdominal muscles. And then bringing the arms back down by the sides. Let's bring the knees back in so the knees are up towards the ceiling. Bend them up, hug them in towards the chest, and then take hold of the feet from either side with the hands and open the feet out to the side, coming into happy baby. Another hip opening posture. Slowly bringing the feet back down onto the mat. Take the hands down by your sides, palms facing down into the mat. Bring the heels in towards the body, making sure that they're about parallel with your hips. And we'll come into bridge pose. So to begin with, we just start to tilt the pelvis as we inhale, lifting the pelvis slightly off the mat. That might be where you find this most comfortable. If you want to push it a little bit further, keep pushing the feet into the mat and lifting the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Keep the chin tucked towards the chest and the belly lifted. Make sure here that the knees are drawing in towards each other and they're not pushing out to the sides. And if you want to go further, lifting further still, maybe try and clasp the hands underneath you. And if the palms touch, roll the shoulders in and lift a little bit further. And unclasp the hands, slowly release the spine back down onto the mat. And gently hug the knees in towards the chest. And we'll go again. So tucking the heels in towards the hips, keeping the knees drawn in towards each other, lifting the pelvis up towards the ceiling, lifting the pelvis, the belly, the chest towards the chin. Clasp the hands if you want to and roll the shoulders under. And then releasing the hands from one another, lower the spine down gently onto the mat and slowly hug the knees in towards the chest. Lovely. Let's take the feet down again onto the mat. This time we'll cross the right leg over the left leg. Take the arms out to the sides. And allow the right knee to fold over the body towards the left side of the body. If it feels comfortable in your neck, turn the head towards the right hand, keeping the right shoulder down on the mat. Uncross the legs, we'll go to the other side, so the left knee crosses over the right. Slowly folding that knee over to the right side of the body. And bringing the knees back up to centre. Take the arms down by the sides, allow the palms to face up towards the ceiling. Extend the feet out in front, about hip distance apart, and allow the feet to fall out to the sides. Relax the body, release any tension in our final posture, Shavasana. Feel how the mat supporting you allow the body to fully relax into the mat. Softening the belly and allowing the breath to return to its natural pattern. Release any tension from the legs, the pelvis, the chest, the shoulders, the neck. And just give yourself the next few moments to enjoy the relaxation. Feel free to stay here for as long as you want to, and when you're ready, softly blinking the eyes open, drawing the knees in towards the chest, hugging them in. Roll the body over to the side, using your hands to put yourself up to a seated position. And we'll come back into the posture that we started in an easy cross-legged pose. Bringing the hands to the heart centre. Well done. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe. Namaste.